I want to make sure, because there are some friends coming after me, they are the experts in the areas of education and economics and so many areas, and I want you to stay and hear them, because this movement is not just based on a moment. This movement is not just based on emotion. We know what we're talking about, and we know what needs to happen. As we gather here today, Section 1 of the North Carolina Constitution says, we hold it to be self-evident that all persons are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the enjoyment of the fruit of their labors, and the pursuit of happiness. The first words of the American Constitution are, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice and promote the general welfare. And then the Word of God in the book of Genesis teaches us that we are our brother's keepers. These historical principles promote the idea that the purpose of government, the purpose of all public policy ought to be to benefit the we, not the elite, not the exclusive gated neighborhoods, but the we, the common good, the perfect union, the general welfare, and the happiness of all people. Now, there have always been forces of greed and division and selfishness and fear and racism and sexism and classism that play on the deeply embedded systems of our society. They have fought against these fundamental principles year after year, the principles of good government for the common good. And when you care about common good and the general welfare of all the people, they'll call you socialists. They'll call you liberals. They'll call you leftists. And they'll call you radicals. But the time has come to say, no matter what the forces of division call us, we're here and we're not going anywhere. The time has come, despite their big lies and their desperate propaganda machines, we must say no more. We have come together. We will stand together. We will support a common agenda together. We will fight together. We will vote together. We will march together. We will build coalitions together. Black, white, Latino, young, old, rich, and poor, people of all faith, some of little faith, people from every part of our community, from every part of God's beautiful world, because we believe in our constitutional mandate and we believe in the call of God to care for all people. We believe in one nation, one North Carolina. We believe in justice for all. And because we believe that, we have gathered under this theme this year for our children. We must say never again to resegregation. We must demand more education, better diverse schools and more economic investment, good jobs and less prisons. We want justice on the ground. And my friends are coming to talk about this. But let me remind us that we gather under the theme this year because it connects all of our 14-point agenda. We gather because there are some things that are happening that are just wrong. Achievement gaps among our black, Hispanic, and poor children that some in our state accept as though it's natural and that God ordained it is just wrong. In too many places, our kids are overrepresented in school suspension. They are dropped out, pushed out, and kicked out. And that's just wrong. Educational policies of academic exclusion rather than academic excellence for all. Resurging policies of resegregation led by ultra-right ideologues who want to create private schools with public dollars. Pockets of educational genocide and educational apartheid. Exclusive schools that pander to the children from the wealthy street and abandon the children from the poor street. Some things are just wrong. I went to segregated kindergarten. Carolyn Coleman, who's sitting to my right, our national board member, she fought against segregated schools. My mother and father went to segregated schools and fought against them. I know some things are wrong. You can call it neighborhood schools or whatever name you want to put on it, but some things are just wrong. And then when we look at our economic life, in our economic house and where we are today, some things are just wrong. The friends of George Bush spent all the money, created the deficit and the economic crisis. Now they have the audacity to blame President Obama for their mess. Some things are just wrong. We bailed out banks at the top and busted and bankrupted people at the bottom. Banks got bailout money at 0 interest, but they're still charging students for college loans 4, 5, and 6% interest. Some things are just wrong. 11% unemployment in this state, over 20% among African Americans, Hispanic, 1.6 million people in North Carolina lack health insurance, 2 million living in bad housing. The wealthy in this state don't pay their fair share of taxes, so we don't have money to take care of the common good of the people in housing and education. Some things are just wrong. And then we got this industrial complex we call prisons. And in this state, we invest more money in prisons than we do all 5 of our state historically black colleges and universities. We spend $27,000 a year to keep 1 man in prison and less than $8,000 a year to keep 1 child in education. Some things are just wrong. And then in the midst of this, David, we got this old group pushing mess. Conservative business owners like Art Pope and Bob Nutting, using their money and national right-wing connections to fund and guide and take over the Wake County School Board. The same type of groups of rich right-wingers have poisoned the healthcare debate by spending millions on lobbying and deceptive advertisement by insurance and drug industry. Then we got the Supreme Court in a recent decision, 5-4, making a mess worse. 5 right-wing ideologues stole our personhood, gave personhood to corporations so they can spend even more money on who wins and loses his election. The 5-4 majority expanded the rights of the wealthy at the expense of the right of the common people. This is nothing more than a modern version of defining slaves as 3/5 of a person, to let the rich white owners stuff the ballot box with the slaves' bodies. Corporate money pollutes our politics, and it's time to get the money changers out of the temple and get grassroots folk into government. We need a place in our public policy among our elected leaders where there ain't smiling faces lying to the racists. We have to address these wrongs. We have to say resegregation of our schools is the enemy of excellence. Creates private schools with public dollars. We have to say disparities in joblessness and economic investment is wrong. And then if we try to move our economic house by moving the roof of the house, the stock, the CEOs, then the house will tear apart. You can't move a house by moving the roof. If you're going to move a house, you got to move the bottom. You got to lift up the poor people and lift up the young people and lift up the underemployed. And when you lift from the bottom, then the whole house will stay together. Oh my. We got to give change a chance. There comes a time you got to stand for justice. And this is the right time. Too many children's dreams are dying. Too many people are jobless. And we must raise our voices. We must raise our voices like never before. We must agitate, we must litigate, and we must legislate with one goal in mind: justice for all. Justice for all. If